Hey guys, Rustkill here. Tonight I'm going to have a very quick look at the myth items that came with the MERCS Recon Kickstarter, including the Blood Contagion mission pack. So I'll start with the standalone items first and have a look at the minis, then I'll move on to the cards and things, and then finally I'll get into the mission pack. So first of all, we'll have a look at the Hunter Mini. Hopefully we'll get some good zoom, but you've got both the male and the female minis, and you'll notice that the Hunter miniatures are molded in this kind of light grey plastic compared to the dark grey that the rest of the MERCS Recon stuff has been molded in. It doesn't really feel like it's different material, it still feels solid but somewhat pliable. But as you can see, the detail's pretty good. There have been some concerns about the amount of detail, but you can make out the little details on his jacket and crossbow and satchels and the back of his outfit. There's not too much flash there to have to clean up. One thing I did notice though, I'm not too familiar with the Myth game, but I think a lot of the minis were just single piece molds, whereas it looks like this is a multi-piece mold that's actually been glued together ahead of time. You can see the arms meet the body and looks like they've had some super glue holding them together there. So less assembly work required, but potentially not the cleanest gluing job. I'll get the female hunter as well. Here she is. Again, the detail is quite nice. There's a little bit more flash to clean up on the back of her hair and a few other spots, but again, not too bad. And you can make out lots of detail on her equipment and clothing. So that's all pretty good. We've got the Inquisitor Mini, which can also be used in MERCS Recon. And again, I apologise for bumping the camera there. His detail is reasonable, but not amazing. Certainly better than I was expecting after some of the scary pictures that people posted. And again, it looks like he's been glued together from a few different pieces. You'll also notice that he doesn't quite fit into the base there, and that seems to be the case for most of the minis here. Especially the infected or zombies that I'll show you in a minute. So you'll need to get a hobby knife or something just to trim away the bottoms to get them to fit in. And finally we've got the X31, I think this is called. I'll have a look at the card in a minute. He's pretty cool. There is a bit of flash in a few different spots, and the details aren't as sharp as I would have liked, but he should paint up quite nicely and turn out to be a pretty imposing character. I'll put him back down. There's two poses of the infected, the kind of zombie-like characters, and these guys don't have much detail on the mini. They look a bit lifeless, which maybe is the point. There's a little bit of detail you can make out on his shoulders, but they do look like the detail's a little bit soft. Two of the sculpts come in one piece, the other one comes in two pieces like that, and I threw a bit of blue tack in the middle just to hold this one together so we could have a closer look. Again, you can see not much detail on the face, if that zooms in. But for the infected characters, you probably don't need that much detail anyway. So that's the minis. You also get, for Myth, the little hunter card, which I think goes on your player board for the male and female. You get your hunter card deck, and I think there's a preview of a lot of these cards in one of the Kickstarter updates. I'll throw a link on the video description so that you can get to there and have a look. But the artwork, as always, looks great. You've got the good quality cardstock. I think the general idea of this character, the hunter, is another ammo user who puts a mark on targets. I think when he kills an enemy, again, I'm not too familiar with myth, but I think when he kills an enemy, he can put a mark on that enemy and do further damage to creatures of that type. Allow his teammates to do extra damage to creatures of that type, or expend the marks to do bonus damage in one-off attacks, that sort of thing. But yeah, the deck looks quite nice. We also get some cards for Inquisitor Alja, the X3 one, looks like maybe Crossbone, the Infected, and a Master Tactician card. Again, I'm not really familiar with the myth game, but for those of you who are, hopefully that will satisfy you. And of course, because it's part of the myth, the MERCS Recon Kickstarter, there's cards for the unique minis as well. Generic Op4 cards that let you play with those characters. So that's the myth stuff out of the way. That was the kind of standalone packages. Then we've got the mission pack, Blood Contagion. Now this has got inside it 10 more of the infected sculpts, the same sculpts that I've already shown you. About 5 of each sculpt. So we've already seen those. So I'll put those aside. We've also got a bunch of cards, and some of these we've seen before. The infected card that's in this mission pack is the same as the infected card that I showed you a second ago, but we've also got the infected Sec 4 1 through 4. We've got event cards, and we've got another myth card, bit of a double up, and then a bunch of missions that are exclusive to the Blood Contagion mission pack. I'll put those aside as well. We've got short and sweet instructions on how to play with the infected mission pack. Piece of cardboard just protecting the rest of the items. And then we've got, I'll open these up off camera, but it looks like we've got some myth specific cards or cardstock items and some MERCS Recon stuff. So here's some undead lairs with little tokens. And lastly, we've got some larger tiles. So we've got a myth tile, which is nice and thick, not warping, not soft and soggy like some people complained about, with a MERCS Recon tile on the back. And then another one with a slightly different design, again with the MERCS Recon card on the back. If you've got any more questions or if I've missed something out, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I hope that's sated your curiosity about the quality of the components for the myth items that came with the MERCS Recon Kickstarter. See you later, guys.